this Sir Jim Ratcliffe takeover, that to me doesn't look like the best case scenario for United. That is the best case scenario for the Glazers, and that's how they make the most money without ceding any of the control and any of the money making.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
You know, sorry.
Go on, go for it.
I just, firstly, listen, I just want to start off by saying, God bless the Glazers, man. God bless the Glazers. You know, when they literally had the perfect way for them to get out of this with plenty of money, they're already rich enough to retire anyway, man. These guys are billionaires. But they had enough money to sit there and continue to fund their family for generations. They still managed to find a way to F it up. They still managed to find a way to F it up for the fans. They still find a way to manage to bring in somebody as an investor, as a 25% owner. And listen, at the end of the day, the fans were wanting one option. And I feel like it could have gone a different way. At the end of the day, even if you got Jim Ratcliffe, as long as he was a 100% owner and he bought the club outright, that still would have worked. That still would have been good. It wouldn't have been as good as Qatar, but it still would have been good. But for you guys to get him as a 25% owner, and then there's two ways this can go. It can either go, he comes in, takes full sporting control, is able to kind of take you from where you are now to a much greater position where you've got better people, sporting people that come in, can manage the club, can actually start by building the team, by bringing in better players, being smart with the players that you bring. Because let's face it, over the last 10 years, Man United has been a bit of a mess in regards to bringing in players that are big names, and that's all they care about. It's just, let's bring in a big name, just throw like 100 million at it, throw 80 million, throw 70 million at it, let's bring them in. And there's no real plan in regards to how they want to go in. It's like flip switch, just change managers. But there's a way where he can actually fix this. Or he can also be in a situation where he doesn't get enough control. They still have some sort of a control on certain things and they don't let him do certain things. Or this will probably be the biggest L that United fans can take, is that they go back on their word and they actually start bringing in more owners. They start selling out more of their stakes, more of their shares to other owners. And when you start bringing 1, 2, 3 owners and you have them as well as the Glazers, it starts to get messy. There's no real control. Everybody's keeping their money. And listen, at the end of the day, it's a real mess. It's a messy situation. So we have to wait and see what happens. But listen, at the end of the day, as a rival, I wish you no luck. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope that the club stays in the mud forever. But it's a mess for the fans, isn't it, who have tried so hard to get these owners out. And listen, at the end of the day, they're just soul-sucking vipers, man. They just don't want to let you guys go. They don't want to let the club go.
I mean, is there even a guarantee with Sir Jim Ratcliffe's deal that he gets the opportunity to buy the shares off the Glazers, or is that just remaining in their power?
That's what it is, though. I think they're going to buy it in increments. You're not going to buy it all at once.
Yeah. So I mean, again,
50.
You're never going to have this revealed in totality, but I can only speak through personal experience that if you do a deal where you're going to buy 25% and you're putting incremental, that there'll be stages and areas where you can trigger further percentages. I just don't, again, we have to wait and see, but Sir Jim Ratcliffe would be a very silly boy to not have it written down that they can't sell their shares to other people in that process, because that would just, again, because you could create a further problem later on down the line. And I think there's a lot of questions that definitely need to be asked, because this isn't what I wanted. I didn't want a partial takeover. I wanted a full takeover. I preferred the Qataris to Sir Jim Ratcliffe. I wasn't as vehemently against Sir Jim Ratcliffe as I was that some people were, but I would prefer the Qataris. So this isn't the way around in which I wanted it to happen at all. At the same time, though, again, it's about now looking at what they're saying is going to happen. demanding to get certain questions answered. Where's the money coming from? So is the 1.3 billion being borrowed? If it's being borrowed, who's got the liability to pay it back? What's happening to our current debt? What is happening to the current debt we owe to football clubs for players? How much money is going to be put towards the stadium? How much money is going towards the training facilities? And if those areas are addressed with this, then there is a chance that Man United improve. That there is. Will we do as well with Sajim versus having the Qataris? We're never going to get that answer because they're never going to own us now, as far as we can see. There are some things for Man United fans to be optimistic about, but you can't just bury your head in the sand and go, well, this is happening. You have to hold the club to account because we've seen these Glazers before pull the rug from underneath our feet. But Swarovski, from your point of view as a United fan, how do you view this 25% takeover from Sajim? And do you think that it can improve Man United in the short to medium term, or did that remain to be seen?
I mean, to be honest, bro, like, am I happy with it? Of course not. But I'm one of those, you could say, I'm gonna look at the positive outside of it. 25% over an owner, and you're gonna be 25% owner of your most. You're gonna basically, you're speaking over the sporting director. Like, he wants to take control of the sporting aspect of it. He doesn't want to take control over everything else on the other end. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what we need to focus on first. We all could agree is infrastructure, is system, is renovations. I'm not gonna lie, when I was there, water was leaking on my head when I was at Old Trafford, and I spent top bucks to come from New York to go all the way out to Manchester to watch a game, and I got water falling on my head. Food wasn't good, and it's something that was not something that I was trying to really, enjoy. But at the end of the day, I feel like also when it comes to Sir Jim Ratcliffe, he actually cares about the sport. He cares about the club. And we could all agree he's not. He actually knows football. If you ask the Glazer offside trap, they probably don't know nothing. And that to them is just a cash cow. It's just them to clean some money up. You know what I'm saying? So personally, you cook. I was getting hypnotized real quick with the camera switch. Is my bad. But personally, I think was it the best option? Of course not. I do not think it was a go. You know what I'm saying? But is it better than what we currently have? We could all agree it's better than the current situation. And the only way you could find out is once he gets his feet in. Because the only thing, let's be honest, every United fan, me being Arabic, and I was so happy about the Qataris. Let's be honest, it was about the pockets, my brother. We knew we was going to be set. We knew transfers wise we set, new facilities we set, and everything was about, okay, we getting money in. You know what I'm saying? So personally, we don't know what structure they would have brought. Granted, we did see them do a great World Cup. Granted, I think the Qatari group also owns PSG. I would say it's a successful project over there. Granted, it's League One and Champions League hasn't been as successful for them, but I think they definitely leveled up the project over there. But it's also Manchester United. We're not, no disrespect to Paris Saint-Germain, but we're not Paris Saint-Germain. We're Manchester United, a very historical club with bigger problems to solve.
I think what is good about this, though, is outed rivals that always tell us we shouldn't blame the Glazers for our problems. The fact they're all celebrating that they're staying. So it's that bit of banter has now been deaded because rivals can't hold their shit, and they've revealed their hand that they are glad the Glazers are staying. So next time they say, I don't want to hear about the Glazers, remember why they're saying that, United fans, is because they don't want to hear the truth. They just want to hear you talk about very boring, basic, low-hanging fruit, things that resolve it and not really going to fix the football club. It's they have showed their asses here again, rival fans, so quickly and easily, but there we go.
They have to speak about us to stay relevant. That's really what it is. So I mean, I can't be mad at it, and it keeps us relevant. It keeps us relevant.
Well, look, we know we're everybody's biggest rivals. We know that every single person on here wants to beat Man United more than any other team in a season. Maybe not Patty, but definitely Newcastle fans. Newcastle fans were singing about us in their first Champions League game in 20 years. You know how much they hate us. Arsenal fans want to beat us, and we were caught their perks. So of course you will.
Because I did not hear that at all. But look, I've got to be honest. From my perspective, as a Newcastle fan, I can understand the frustration in how you Man United fans are feeling, because we had that for near 14 years with Mike Ashley.